Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the number one source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter. Hello, fine folks. This is Freedom Fighter, and today is Monday, September the 9th, 2024. I am your host of Goldilocks Global Banking News, where over 100 countries are subscribed to this channel, thousands of people from around the world who are tuning in to obtain facts daily from the Goldilocks Global Banking News. I had my morning talks with Goldilocks, and there are several key pieces of information that we all must be aware of now, especially today, September the 9th, that are going into effect, including new tax laws that go into effect today. Yes, today. Goldilocks shared on August the 27th, to be exact, that this was going to happen today, September the 9th, and it went into effect today, September the 9th, into the Federal Register. So that is something we're going to cover today. Also, an international treaty where all countries around the world have signed off and will be actually continuing to sign agreements with each other in regards to trade, whereby global currencies are also affected by these agreements with these countries around the world. All right, we're going to go on into that, and we're going to lastly touch on the Commodities Future Trade Commission, whereby all countries' currency, folks, will be backed by the commodities of that nation. All right, let's jump right into it. Between now and the end of the year, Goldilocks shares, international treaty agreements are scheduled to be signed and implemented. You may ask, what are international treaty agreements? Folks, what that is when countries around the world agree in writing to do trade amongst each other under certain conditions that they agree to. Foreign currencies are a part of this. Why? Because every country around the world has currencies, and they trade amongst each other. Therefore, the currencies of those countries, whether it's Iraq in the dinar, it's Vietnam in the dong, no matter what country it is, as that country implements those agreements with the other countries they trade with, those currencies are very much so affected. Goldilocks continues. Supply and demand are the primary factors that determine currency exchange rates. When the demand for a currency increases relative to its supply, its value in relation to other currencies rises, and vice versa. I will be sharing with you several international trade agreements over the course of the next 3 months, Goldilocks shares. The rerouting of the new global trade economy and the resetting of global currency revaluation begins in trade. That's why Goldilocks says watch the water, because as countries trade amongst each other, their currencies are grossly affected because they will be settling their trade in their own local currencies. And as we see, where many countries such as Iraq have ended their trade in US dollars and replacing it with the Iraqi dinar, just like other countries are doing so, and stay locked in and grounded because as we move into BRICS next month with new countries and their agreements, they will be doing the same thing, ditching the US dollar for their own local currencies. Now, we have where we have our amazing jester with his relationships and contacts with the US Treasury, who has been telling us for months, for quite some time, that the IRS is rolled under the Department of the Treasury. No, it hasn't been front page news, but actually, the Federal Register is showing us in these new regulations, whereby the Department of Treasury is showing us that the IRS is under their actually control. Here we have agency, which is the Internal Revenue Service, Treasury. In my time in government many years ago, I've learned how they are able to put things into the public domain without really making it explicit. They show it in how they title certain things. So when you see Internal Revenue Service, Treasury, you've never seen that before. It was always the Internal Revenue Service by itself and the Treasury by itself. Now we have final regulations by the IRS, which is under the Department of the Treasury. This final regulation on digital asset taxation includes 3 areas of concern. Pay attention, folks, because this is where if you have cryptocurrencies, you have new tax regulations that have gone live effective today, September the 9th. Goldilocks has always shared with us that there will be 2 RVs, the digital RV, then the paper RV. Now we have digital, which is cryptocurrency tax regulations, and yes, next will be paper taxation and tax laws, which actually go into effect on January the 1st. They will not be implementing these new tax regulations, folks, if they didn't know that there will be some gains and losses incoming. This document includes final regulations that deal with information reports concerning how much gains and losses have been obtained in digital asset sales through exchanges. This is cryptocurrency sales, folks, that this is referring to. New tax laws. The final regulations, which go into effect today, require brokers, such as your brokers where you buy cryptocurrencies from, they must file information returns and furnish that information reporting of the gains and the losses to you or anyone who have obtained cryptocurrencies. Yes, new guidelines, rules today. These final regulations require even real estate reporting persons to file returns and furnish the payee, who's the one who purchased the real estate. They must be furnished with a copy of the returns in regards to acquiring real estate. A more detailed understanding of these new digital asset taxation laws going into effect today are inside the link in the description provided for you. As banks become digitized, money obtained through gains and losses inside the quantum financial system will be provided to you with copies for you to turn into your tax accountant or tax lawyer. A final regulation, folks, is a rule or a requirement that has been formally approved and published after the public has had a chance to comment on it. Yes, this was a time where the public had a chance to comment, and now it's gone public for final implementation. Final regulations are binding and have the force of law. Effective today, September the 9th, these regulations that I just mentioned for digital cryptocurrency reporting, real estate as well, go into effect. So the gains and losses, if you buy cryptocurrency, it's not affecting you. But if you sell those cryptocurrencies, these rules apply. Seek your tax professionals to get more information, or take your time to read the link from the Federal Register attached in the description. Now, the Commodities Future Trade Commission. Folks, every currency you hold, if it's the Bolivar, if it's the Dong, if it's the dinar, if it's the USD, if it's the rupee, if it's the peso, every currency that you hold, every country will back those currencies with their commodities, whether it's gold, silver, agriculture products. They will be backed by the commodities of that nation. The Commodities Future Trade Commission is an international regulatory body, regulatory agency. Goldilocks has been sharing many rules and guidelines that go into effect under this agency, which our foreign currency exchanges, ladies and gentlemen, are under. So pay attention. Don't dismiss this information. It applies to the currencies that we hold. The Commodities Future Trade Commission is amending its regulations. More regulations coming down the pipe, folk, especially in October. So the Commodities Futures Trading Commission is amending its regulations, allowing a foreign board of trade, which currencies are under, to be registered with the CFTC, which is the Commodities Future Trade Commission, to have direct access to its electronic trading and order machine system. So here we have a new amendment that will allow for the Foreign Board of Trade, which also currency exchanges are under, to share data, to share information with the Commodities Future Trade Commission. Here we have the interlinking and the joining of federal agencies, finance agencies, sharing information amongst each other. These entities have to be an identified member or other participant located in the United States and registered with the Commission as introducing brokers. An introducing broker is an individual or an organization that solicits or accepts orders to buy or sell futures contracts, commodity options, and retail off-exchange Forex contracts. Yes, foreign currency exchange contracts. Here we have these government agencies that are exchanging data that will include foreign currency exchange data. Off-exchange foreign currency transactions are leveraged trades of contracts denominated in foreign currencies. These transactions are conducted with a retail foreign exchange dealer. What is a retail foreign exchange dealer? Banks, where you purchase or you sell and exchange your foreign currency. Exchange dealers as well, where you may purchase your currency exchange if you go to the airport or to a mall, wherever a currency exchange location is. That is a retail foreign exchange dealer. So, again, now pay attention. These transactions, or these amended new guidelines, they are conducted with a retail foreign exchange dealer or futures commission merchant as the counterparty. Goldilocks wants to emphasize the importance for you to know. This is one of the ways exchange rates are formed through supply and demand. The Commission is also establishing a protocol to request revocation of its registration. Now pay attention. This new law, this rule, becomes effective on September the 16th, 2024. This new rule becomes effective September the 16th, 2024. Coming right up. So here we have, and it is effective on the 16th of September and recorded in the Federal Register, whereby the link is in the description so you can see it for yourself. Here we have the, the culmination of new regulations applied to digital assets such as cryptocurrencies going into effect today, September the 9th. We have international trade agreements, treaties. You've heard of these international treaties amongst countries? Yes, Goldilocks shared it today and many others coming down the pipe up until the end of this year. And finally, we're by September the 16th, also new amended rules and regulations that whereby foreign currency exchange and their rates are also included in the data exchange. There's more to come in October as well on new rules and regulations that are applicable to the event we all wait for, and more coming down the pipe thereafter. As Goldilocks says, anything can happen after October. Pay attention. There's much happening in September as well. Folks, we love you. We appreciate you. If you have questions, you are more than welcome to come into Goldilocks QFS Dialogues, where we will be able to answer your questions and guide you on this journey. Be well, be kind, be on purpose. Share some unconditional love. Be well. Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.